Rick187 and welcome to this sneak peek first game preview of Strategic Command War in the Pacific, which is of course the latest installation in the Strategic Command series, which is developed by Fury Games and published by Slytherin and Matrix. And this one, and it won't take a genius to work out, is focused on the Pacific theatre. So from Pearl Harbor in 1941 all the way through to the end of the war. I think it actually runs on to the very start of 1946 to give you a little bit of an extension to the real world. Anyone unfamiliar with the Strategic Command series, they are a hex-based strategic war game. Always my kind of go-to recommendation when people are looking for that initial war game to break into the wargaming genre, because it's at the lighter end of the wargame scale, but also because I think it has a fantastic job of giving information to the player. I think the UI is excellent, but there's a lot going on there under the hood for when you want to get into the nitty-gritty of how to improve. And once you've mastered that, you can go and pick up whatever grognard title you desire. But this one is going to be coming out on June 24th, so on Tuesday. But yeah, I've been given a chance to have a little bit of a look ahead of time and share it with yourselves. So, what do you get in the game? Well, you've also got the Grand Campaign, starting from 1941, as I said, all the way through 1946. Take it on as the Japanese or the Allies. You're going to control, obviously, the tactical movement of units, research, production, diplomacy, the usual Strategic Command fare. Very exciting stuff. There is a number of smaller scenarios that comes in the box as well. We've got Khalkhin Gol, the Solomons, the Marinaris, the Russian invasion of Manchuria, and we have Iwo Jima. These are condensed affairs. I really enjoy these kind of smaller tactical scenarios in addition to the kind of grand campaigns. I was tempted actually to start off showing off one of these because they're nice and condensed and you can knock them out in a fair few hours. But the only thing is that we're very much a tactical scenario for the game. You don't get to do production, you don't do research, so you kind of miss out on some of those classic Strategic Command elements, and so I thought maybe not the best showcase for the new game. So we just say, let's dive in at the deep end and we'll jump in the Grand Campaign and we will see what that is like. We are going to play as Japan on this side, and I did put a load of thought into this, and my actual first inclination was to play as the Allies, because obviously historically the Allies start very much in the back foot. It's kind of big Japanese advances and then you have to kind of build up and counterattack, and I thought that would be interesting, but also give myself as a player kind of time to adapt to whatever is different in this new title. But I also thought, you know what, it's probably not that most interesting from a content perspective when you're very defensive for the first X number of turns. So therefore I thought, you know what, let's go in as Japan. We've got the initiative, we choose the offenses, it's all kind of go from the start, and sure, we might heroically fail in the end, but I think it'll be interesting along the way. In terms of difficulty, I'm just going to play it straight down the middle. I tend to play these games up on veteran when I'm playing the rest of the series, but the first time I get my hands on a new title, I always play it kind of just as normal, mainly just to be able to get a handle of the new events, the new special triggers, all those bits and pieces that go into the titles and the scenarios that I'm unfamiliar with, and also because this is a pre-recorded video, but I tend to do a lot of my strategic commanding live on Twitch, and I don't have the opportunity to go and spend 10 minutes digging through the manual or the strategy guide, so it allows me for a little bit of errors. But there we go, so let's dive into it. And while we're diving into it, I do also want to take the opportunity to mention that the fine folks over at Slytherin have given me 5 keys for Strategic Command World at War, so that's the global World War II game that they've made, to give away to you fine folks in my audience. So I'll come back to that slightly on in the video and tell you exactly what you need to do to be in with a chance of winning one, which I think will be my first official giveaway. How exciting. Okay, the war in the Pacific has begun. Okay, we need to liberate our Asian allies from Western domination. We're the heroes in this story. What do we need to do? Well, let's inflict a blow against the US Navy. Okay, easier said than done. Conquer a bunch of territory. Fair enough. And impede the flow of supplies to China. We can have a look at that. Obviously, historically via Burma and flying over the hump. And we can have a look at exactly how we might be able to shut that down. We will have an alliance with Thailand. It's a really odd scenario here, and I have played through this opening turn before, and so it's very strict because Thailand is going to come into our side as an ally, but also we should declare war on them in turn 1 and start moving our units through their territory. It's bizarre. I almost feel like a better thing would just be start them in Japan's sphere of influence already, or allied already. But anyway, so we will we will declare war on them turn 1, and they're still going to join us as allies. But Thailand, don't worry about it. And then we've got let's go capture Philippines, Borneo, Brunei, etc., etc. Of course. Okay, this one is quite interesting. So in China, you also got the nationalists who are in control of most of the country. You then have the communists who are in control of small portions. We're not currently at war with the communists, and as long as we don't encroach too closely, we will prevent them joining the allies and declaring outright war on us. It's only slowing. They're going to join it eventually. So if we don't kind of get close to their capital of Yan'an, they won't join. But there's also these other Chinese cities which they don't control. And therefore, as we try and knock out China, eventually the communists are going to join in to defend them. And last but not least, we have the USSR. So there's a number of locations within Manchuria, this region here. We need to keep Japanese units on, else the USSR start going to move towards our allies and prepare for war. Now, there is strategy in saying, actually, you could try an early war with the USSR when they're weak and knock them out, but I'm not convinced. And then, rather pointedly, the game leaves you facing a rather glorious Pearl Harbor. Right, but before we get to enact that, I do want to have a quick look at a couple of things. First off, I want to mention, so when you jump into a new campaign, obviously there's a lot going on, and sometimes you can be a little bit overwhelmed and stuff. Even if you are a veteran of the Strategic Command series, but are new to the scenario, and there is a very fantastic strategy guide. Through info and then click strategy guide, it'll bring up this PDF, which will tell you all about the various, not only kind of pointers of strategy, but more importantly, the various triggers of events and things that you have to look at. Useful also if you ever forget things. So you can go to like, where I go, like a US aid to China. There you go, boom. So it says, they can put convoys through here unless you're blocking it. You can go over, they can send the Flying Tigers, all sorts. I'll not know details. Or, where's that one? I'll not look at, but there's things about the warlords and what the triggers are for getting them on your side or on the ally side. There's how you stop aid coming in Burma, yada yada yada. Tells you exactly which hexes you need control and what the triggers are. Fantastic piece of information. Yeah, I recommend everyone going in to have a look at that. The other thing I did want to quick check into was the victory conditions, because we haven't talked about that yet. So for Japan, our goals are obviously to hold Tokyo, Osaka, and Helsinki, and then expand our remit out to a number of places. So we've got Batavia, Calcutta, Canberra, Chongqing, Delhi, Honolulu, and Manila. So Batavia and Manila, so that's Philippines and Dutch East Indies, they're probably going to fall regardless. And then it's a question of whether you go after India, be that Calcutta and Delhi, China with Chongqing, Australia with Canberra, or Hawaii with Honolulu. So it depends what you want to focus, and that's going to get you the kind of major victory. And then you can still win other victories if you simply just hold on until the end of the game on January 1st. And obviously the allies have the reverse objectives, and they need to kind of keep or rescue their various cities and then take some of Japan as well. They can also win if they just reduce our national morale by the end of the game. Awesome. Let me do it very quickly, and I'll turn my sound back up. Because the sound in the menu volumes is much louder than the music volumes in the game. So I need to tweak every time. Okay. Should we do Pearl Harbor yet? No, not quite. Let's talk overall strategy. So I think I'm going to follow some historic Japanese strategy to begin with, in terms of let's take Philippines, let's take Borneo, let's go after Malay, the Dutch East Indies, and probably kind of Papua New Guinea and the Solomons. Let's kind of at least build this island chain defenses. At the same time, we're going to put pressure on China, but I'm going to have to see where my resources and what I can commit where. And I really do want to try and probably start by knocking out Burma to weaken China before we go kind of full ham on China. Once we've if we manage all that, so Burma's out of the way, these are kind of falling or on the road, then there's a kind of, well, what's our main aim in terms of either Chongqing or Calcutta, Delhi, or Canberra, or Honolulu. And I'm quite tempted by trying to go for India. And I don't know which one's easier and which one's harder. I think we might try a more westward thrust. See if we can't keep the kind of the allies at bay by controlling these islands, and see if we can make kind of inroads into India and maybe China as well. We shall see. That's my kind of initial thoughts and strategy. I think thought about it for a while, but it obviously is going to depend how things develop operationally. So now let's have ourselves a Pearl Harbor raid. So we have the Soryu, the Shokaku, and the Kagi here, and we indeed are going to launch our raid against the American battleships. Oh, we lost a couple of bombers there. Okay, one battleship sunk for 3 planes. Second battleship sunk for 4 planes. And a third battleship sunk. Okay, beautiful. For 2 planes. That's not a bad return of investment. I will take that as initial strike. Now the question is, what do you want to do? So you can hang about and obviously try again next turn. There's only 1 battleship left. I do know they are going to spawn at very least an anti-aircraft unit in Honolulu. I can't remember what else we might muster here. So I'm not sure trying to strike Pearl Harbor is another great idea. But I have other plans for this fleet. So we're going to pull back our carriers after having made the strike. We're going to leave ourselves a bit of a screen with these heavier ships. I'm not going to involve them in hunting for battleships. Let's just leave ourselves a screen in case we try and send some people after us. They're ships in harbour, very hard to hit with surface fleets, so I'm not even going to try. Awesome. Pearl Harbor done. Kick that, America. Alright, what are we going on here? Let's leave mainland China for just now. We've got a couple of island hopping things to do, so we need to go take Guam with some special forces here. Thank you very much. Easy peasy. I think I've got one more somewhere randomly who's poised to take. Is it Wake? Yes. Wake Island Falls. Oh, okay. Good. And then the next invasion force we have Brett. Well, we've got one of the Philippines, which we could start with, and why not? Let's head down to Pari. We'll take that. And okay, let's bring someone else ashore. We run to some defenders. And 1 apiece is okay. And then we've got another army there and an HQ. I'm tempted to land the HQ. I'm also tempted to try and send an army down to seize Legazpi and just open up a second front. Let's bring the HQ ashore. And let's bring the army down the coast. But we will give them, perhaps, a little bit of cover. Yeah, that seems fine. Good. I will say the naval side of the games is probably my weakest. I'm not the best naval player in the game. So we'll have to see how we go and what, if any, mistakes we make. Oh, a 2-0. I'll take that. Okay. The game lied slightly. It does that, but that's okay. We can also come ashore and seize Davao. And we can start to try... I know obviously once we take Manila, I think most of the Philippines will fall. I'm not sure if we need to take Corregidor as well. Beautiful. Now we also have naval assets to move around the region. I'm going to hold on to them just for a scoot. Right, next up, we need to invade Brunei, or Borneo, and Sarawak. So we're going to do just that. Thank you very much, and let's go seize the oil at Murray. And you guys can come down here and take Kuching. Beautiful, and they will both capitulate next turn. Excellent. Okay, next up, we have landing forces for Malaya. Could go after planes, but no, I won't go after these forces. That's a great start against them. Bring you down here. Let's get you ashore. Yeah, and finish them off. Beautiful. Oh, you didn't finish them off. That's not a problem, because we have another army can come and do the job. And then HQ can come in and stand in the town. Now, we have one unit left, and I'm tempted to send them slightly further south. We do know the Prince of Wales and Repulse are here, because things start off historically correct, accurate. So let's maybe go a snooping with our sub. Hello. Right, we have ourselves some medium bombers. Oh, it's nice. Oh, and hello, Repulse. Your fighters. You have tactical bombers. That's enough to get the job done. Go for it. Haha, sucks to be you. Now we have got a heavy cruiser. I'm tempted, do we want to try and tangle with this beast or not? Unsure. Because obviously it'd be nice to maybe... I could still land him here actually. Yeah, good. Ah, nice, nice. And we can make an advancement on Singapore itself. I'm fairly happy with that. And then we could just attack the fighters. I suppose it's probably not a bad use of your efforts. Fabian. Okay, beautiful. Now let's jump into diplomacy. So you can spend your generic currency here, MPP, which is what you spend on everything. Production, research, and diplomacy, to try and convince people to join your side. Interesting enough, even though they're 95% swing towards us, we're going to declare war on them. And again, this is just a very slightly odd thing in this scenario. We're going to drive towards Bangkok, and then next turn, don't worry, they will flip to us. It's all just been a misunderstanding. Honest. Okay, beautiful. So we still have China to do, and we still have our naval assets around here to do. Okie doke. So there are some ships in here somewhere from yon American Navy. I don't know where they are. Oh, hello. Okay, can you reach there? You should be able to reach there though. So if I bring you, say here. No, not quite. There you go. What? You're not going to do any damage? Why? I'm disappointed, Ryu. Okay. Let's bring you around this way. You can't get over there either. Right. Let's try and see what else is in this little area and potentially try and block them in from the north. Oh, I found a sub. Not the greatest ship in the world to find a sub, to be honest. No. Ah, you can come back and attack them though, that's good. RASW is not the greatest in the world. Yeah, but also cruisers and things, which aren't really ideal. Oh, you can get in here though. Hello. Got him. Good job, Congo. Good job, Congo. Okay. I must admit, I don't know what other assets they have around about here. Could have also sent my Congo down to deal with the Repulse. I'm tempted to send... Well, let's have a look. 3-3. I will take it. I would like to keep him very much on edge. And then hopefully being if he tries to run away, bumps into my sub, and maybe takes the last 2 bits of damage. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see how it goes. Good. Good. That's a little bit bullish, actually. I should probably watch out what I'm doing with you. Like I said, naval, maybe a little bit iffy. Okay. What other forces I've got out in the middle of nowhere here? I have 3 units out. I've got a light cruiser, maritime bombers, and an SNLF special forces. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with you, to be honest. I could go take the Gilbert Islands, I suppose. What does it cost to put you on one of these? 48. I mean, it's very tempting. I honestly know for just now. Can you go and maybe scout this out? Great, there's no one there. Why not? Amphibious transport, let's do it. Oh, next turn you'll get your movement. And we'll go and take Tarawa. On our glorious journey south. Okie dokie. Put some medium bombers in. Not Rabal. Truck. Rabal's down here. I haven't taken it yet. Okay, very interesting. We've got China to do, which we'll do in a minute. Let's quickly have a look at our research. I do want to spend some points. I wouldn't have minded putting industrial technology, actually. We've only got 100 to spare now. Which actually isn't a huge amount of money. Amphibious warfare might not be terrible. We're doing a lot of that. And in fact, there's not a lot else we can actually afford with 100 points in the bank. We could do submarine warfare, which does make our subs better. We could do logistics. Actually, which is not a terrible idea for transports and things, because we're going to be ferrying people about the place. But no, let's start being aggressive, and we'll go with the amphibious warfare. And again, if anyone's not played strategic command games before, the way this works is you invest what they call chits. Cost is the numbers here. Each chit gives you it's like roughly a 5% chance to advance each turn, but it's RNG to be plus or minus 50%, but on average you're going to hit 5% a turn, but you know, it can vary from 3 to 8. In addition, let me remember, each chit has a 5% chance of hitting a breakthrough, which is between 15 and 25%. So roughly speaking, on average, it's going to be worth 20%. It's going to happen 5% of the time. So it's like an extra 1%. Yeah. Every 20 turns it should happen, and on average you're going to be 20%. So that's going to bump you up to approximately 6% per turn is what you should expect to get progress per chit. Whenever you can finish a level, one of those chits gets eaten and is gone for good. So it behooves you to invest multiple chits in a particular technology, because you will advance twice as fast, and when you finish a level you only lose one of them. So that extra one is then you get more value out of it, essentially. So it's always something to consider. Super, right. Here, what we got going, right? We've got these blue tiles we have to keep occupied in. You are the ones I need to keep close to Harbin. Right, I need to keep within 8 tiles of Harbin. Will reduce partisan activity, but not remove it entirely. You, sir, are doing nothing, so let's get you down the road towards the front. I would like to free up some of these armies, so I'm gonna... I want to transport these 2 garrison units. Bring you over there, so you're slightly closer. Just swap out some of these armies instead. To repair you, but not much doing there. And I don't think I can really move any of you without suffering potential partisans. But you know what, actually, I'm gonna move you out. I'll accept that potentially these guys might get hit. The stripy ones here, the crosses, means they're going to take damage, but they're not going to create units. These ones means they will create units. But we'll hope that with you near Harbin, that helps reduce the impact of partisans. And in fact, you know what I should do is get you to head north, and you can just swap out one of these healthier units. Bingo bango, and you can sit there for the rest of the game on strength 2 unless we really need you. Okay, China. Let's push in on China. Hello. Yeah, probably should have moved in 2 tiles there, but hey ho. Keen to try and make some kind of moves. Again, how's the partisans? Bloody awful. There's no partisans here, so let's push you guys forward. You can come be partisan duty in there. Get you doing it there. You can now go there. You may either need a lot more garrison units, or just have to kind of give up on managing to garrison all the partisans that ever existed. Right, let's move you up here. We can move you in connection there, although let's not attack. Let's leave our HQ where it is. And then I suppose we're going to push in a little bit here. Okay, it all seems wonderful. Let's get you guys moving as well, and you can come take over garrison duty. I need more of these little dudes. And you're, I think, going to take over... I don't even know what you destroy, but sure, you can come defend against that unit. Good, and then let's head up the road. And let's get you heading up this way as well. Beautiful. Oh, I meant to attack Hong Kong with you. Oh, I'm such a fool. I'm such a fool. Okay. That's okay, we have planes. Whew! Almost messed up there by not taking Hong Kong. Kind of got away with one. And I probably want you guys over supporting battering the Chinese. Let's head you over here. Alright, we're going to put a little bit of support in for Philippines as well. Très bien. And I think that might be our first turn. So, first objective is probably going to be trying to squeeze in towards Changsha from a couple of different directions. Yeah, and we do have to watch ourselves. We don't go too close to Yan'an before we want to really provoke the communists. A little bit of pressure up here would not be the end of the world. Ah, super. I think, therefore, we are done our first turn. Okay, no points left. Yeah, okay, cool. We're sitting at 20 minutes. We will end the turn, but before we do so, I want to say the giveaway for the World at War stuff. So if you're interested in getting a copy of Strategic Command World at War, what you need to do is jump over to my Discord. There's a link in the bio down below. There's a channel in there that says giveaway. Type literally anything in that channel, and then I will do the draw on Well, this is going to go live on Monday. Let's give it till, say, Friday. I'll do a draw on Friday and let people know who've won. There should be plenty of time for people to see the video. I would love to do it just through comments on YouTube, but there's zero way to actually privately message people, obviously on YouTube, so there's no way for me to really hand out keys. So apologies about the little extra step about coming to my Discord. Don't worry about it, nothing much happens there, but it's a useful place to at least bring people, and then I can DM you, and all is wonderful. So if you want World at War, join my Discord, jump in the giveaway chat, type literally the letter A or anything you like, and I'll put your name in the draw. And then for audible purposes, because that's the kind of guy I am, I will make a wee video of the draw and stick up on YouTube. Not for anyone being interested, but just for transparency's sake. Beautiful. Okay. We do have... Sorry, I was about to end the turn there. After that glorious spiel. We do have a couple of heavy cruisers and things, but I don't know exactly what I'm doing with them. That's mine. That's mine. You might want to start kind of... I'm going to move you down south. At some point we may want to poke in Rabaul and see what's there. And you... I'm going to head you all the way down south, actually. Just in case we want some help with the old repulse here. Beautiful. Right, let's end a turn and see what happens. China welcomes US entrance to the war. Their national morale suffers. Again, if you get any of these down to 0, that particular country will capitulate. It's the way of I tend to win these games is through national morale getting to 0, but I'm not sure it's going to happen here. Given that we can't invade the US in general. But we're happy we've captured some islands. And Brunei. And Sarawak. Hong Kong. Plunder a little bit. Plunder is good. Sarawak. Beautiful. Hey, and Thailand joins the Axis. Welcome on in. Hey, Rivet. I was going to call her Rivet Ronnie. Is that real? Not her name. The Rivet Lady. Apologies. Yeah, so we get an A gun in there. We get some Thai troops. And Singapore panics. As they should. And the Philippines panic. As they should. Okay, oh, that lots of money. Excellent. So I'm going to need it. Alright, the Americans are firing some people. Let's see. What else is going down? Submarine is attacked by an American destroyer. Oh! The crews are getting very close to our flat top, which surprisingly didn't take as much damage as one would expect. Okay, the Nationalists are beating up my garrison force, which I'm not upset about. That's a bold move, because you've kind of opened the road to me. Repulse runs away. Sensible. Contact up here, another little destroyer. Gets chewed up by our heavy cruiser. And they try and run away with their sub. I think that's actually a not destroyer, that's a torpedo boat. And Vinegar Joe Stillwell takes command of Chinese units. Communist garrisons are activated in Guangxi and Hebei. Okie doke. Again, we're not at war with them yet. And yeah. China's getting supplied via the Burma Road. Okay. We occupy Shanghai International Settlement and sink HMS Petrel. Oh, I don't know about that actually. Not an event I'm familiar with. Now that Australia, Canada, India and New Zealand have all entered the war, it's imperative we target not only critical supply convoys, but also enemy ports and other coastal areas of interest. Placing a naval unit on the red hatching near a port will mine the port, triggering a small reduction in the economic productivity in the vicinity. Okay. I shall look into that, boss. And we have the Yamato. Nice. Let's drop her just there. So what it means by that, if we go down to somewhere like Australia... Yeah, so we can mess up their value to allies by putting units in these tiles, which we'll probably look to do at some point. But we're sitting at 35 minutes, so what I'm going to do, I mean, it's a little short, to be honest, but we're going to call it to a close there. I'm going to pick this up on Wednesday evening, where I'm going to bring back to the live stream, and we're going to run through the next few turns there, and it'll also be chopped up and put onto YouTube. But I am very much looking forward to getting my teeth into this title. I'd love to know what you guys think about it. Yeah, and I'm excited to see where this one ends up. So thanks very much for coming out, checking this kind of little preview out, and I hope you enjoy us for the rest of the series. So I'll see you then. Cheerio!